Hello, Bookstr community. Welcome to our weekly review. I'm Gabby, the editorial manager. This is Gabby.
Not to get
Madison, Mahogany.
Hi.
We're going to be updating you on what you may have missed this week. And first, I'm going to talk about a fun new series we're doing. We're calling it Did You Know? And I'm going to be talking about To Kill a Mockingbird, but I want you to put in the comments books that you would like us to find fun facts about. Anything. It could be Catcher in the Rye. It could be some obscure cookbook that I've never heard of before. Could be fun, right?
Yeah, why not?
So, To Kill a Mockingbird, a few fun facts. We all know it was by Harper Lee. Also, Finch was Lee's mother's maiden name. Another fun fact, I told you guys this already, but Go Set a Watchman was actually written before To Kill a Mockingbird, and then Lee's editor read it and thought it would be so interesting to see a flashback of Scout's life, and so then she wrote To Kill a Mockingbird, and then that ended up being published, obviously, and decades later, quite controversially, Go Set a Watchman was published.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's quite interesting. Last thing that I want to tell you about, it's considered to be the most inspirational book over the Bible. I'm not sure how true that is because, as I was saying before, I took statistics, and one thing I learned is that you can never really trust statistics, but I do think that this is quite true. There's always some, deviation from the mode. I don't remember the technical terms. But yeah, so it's considered one of the most inspirational books, if not the most inspirational book in the world, even though the Bible is, everywhere. And yeah, so I'm excited to hear the rest of the news. Gabby, do you have some news for us?
Yeah, well, it was a super exciting day for Harry Potter fans, because what do Harry Potter fans want more than anything? A letter to Hogwarts, also to play Quidditch, but in England, you can now be a wizarding school student, which, now there's some catches. This isn't Hogwarts, it was based off of Hogwarts, but you, if you're over the age of 18, can attend the Bothwell Wizarding School. Which, when you say it like that, sounds really cool. So, when you pay and you want to stay for a weekend, they have you fill out a questionnaire and they sort you into their own houses. You get your own robe, you get your own tie, but you have to bring your own wand. That's explicitly said.
Where can you get that?
Or you can buy a wand. Well, you have to go to Ollivander's. If that's too far or the train's late, you can make one. Why not? Get creative. But I think this is a really cool thing. And if you're really into Harry Potter, this is as close as you're going to get to being a wizarding student. I would love to go, personally.
I bet you could also buy a wand on Etsy. I think they sell some there.
Ooh, definitely.
So,
and we once wrote about how you can make a wand out of licorice. So you don't have to do that.
How long that would hold up?
Delicious.
Well, you would probably eat it before you could do any magic.
Yeah, true.
As long as no red vines are used, I approve.
I getcha.
But yeah, speaking of Harry Potter, Emma Watson's also been in the news a lot lately. First, I don't know if you guys saw, but she became subject to pretty heavy Twitter speculation for quotes on Beyonce and feminism. So the Beehive saw some of her quotes about feminism, about her thoughts on feminism and Beyonce sexuality. And after she tweeted out a full transcript of her interview, it became, it was realized that the quotes were taken out of context.
And don't you feel like that always happens?
It does.
Quotes are always taken out of context?
Thankfully, because at least now Emma can still be our girl. So yeah, so she followed up this piece of news with some pretty great book vibes for the book community, which we're a fan of. On Wednesday, she donned red for the A Day Without Women strike, and she walked the streets of New York City to hide books for the occasion. She's left books on the tube in the past as a means to get people to read more books written for and by women. So that's pretty awesome, speaking of feminism. The project is part of her book club, Our Shared Shelf, which has an initiative to distribute over 1,000 books for the cause. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
Not bad at all.
I hope that I find it. I believe she calls herself a book fairy, or is that the initiative?
Yep.
Yeah, so I would love to be blessed by the book fairy.
Me too.
All right, Mahogany.
All right.
I feel like you have some of the juiciest gossip right
I
now.
always do. All right. So E.L. James, who you know as the author of the 50 Shades trilogy, well, she's faced a lot of backlash because of the BDSM concept in her books and the way that she's portrayed it. A lot of people think that it's abusive and inaccurate. So if you look on Twitter at the hashtag #AskELJames, you can see just how brutal people on Twitter are. And in other book news, or in other Twitter news, she actually reached out to us on Twitter, which we were very excited about, and cool. She followed us. So,
but the excitement was kind of short-lived.
Yeah, so she said that there was a book on our site that was attributed to her, but she didn't write it. And the book's called Three-Way, a trio of funny and sexy stories. So we were thinking, that sounds like something you'd write. But it actually wasn't. It turns out that someone wrote the book using her name to make money off of it. So she wanted us to take the book down from our site, which it is off our site. And it was actually across multiple selling sites, including Goodreads. So yeah, it's kind of a shame that someone would do that to her.
Yeah, but it also makes sense because her name is so big, and yeah, I don't know. I was thinking,
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but wasn't 50 Shades a part of fan fiction for Twilight?
Yeah, she wrote it under, I think it was like a crazy pseudonym. I forgot, but yeah, she basically wrote 50 Shades as fan fiction of Twilight.
Wow.
Yeah,
but this was not fan fiction. This was just straight up like plagiarizing her name.
Yeah,
yeah, it's absolutely terrible.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, when you received that book, did someone straight up just write a whole novel and then received a book that actually was like written by somebody? Or was it just blank? Which brought us to other news, right? What was the other news about blank books?
Oh, the Democrat book.
Yeah.
A book was just released called Reasons Why You Should Vote for a Democrat. And it was a completely blank book.
Wow.
Yeah.
So.
But back to E.L. James real quick. Her lawyers actually reached out to us to tell us that this was actually a fraud and it wasn't her book. So they've been trying to take it down across all sites. So hopefully that gets resolved.
Hopefully. Yeah. Do you guys have any other book news that you think we should share with the audience? There's quite a bit.
Absolutely. I feel like we always have so much book news.
That's true. You can also just go to our website and check it out. Or ask us in the comments. I'm looking at the comments right now.
Yeah, so another great piece of news that came out was the garbage collector in Bogota. Bogota, I'm sorry.
Colombia.
So sorry about that. Colombia, that saved over 20,000 books for local kids in his lower income community. So that was pretty amazing. He has been doing that for over 20 years, I believe, and he created his own personal library for the cause, and he loans out books to kids so that they can keep in touch with the written word, and I think that that's incredible. So that's definitely one of our more feel-good pieces of news of the week. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think probably a lot of books get thrown out. I remember we wrote an article about how libraries, this is really old news, but it's still interesting. Libraries are making fake patrons to take out old books that hadn't been taken out for a while, which is technically illegal. They have this whole system of like getting rid of books that just aren't read and used. But so yeah, libraries get rid of books, and I'm not sure where they go, but they should go to causes like this.
And I think he's actually known as the Lord of the Books in his community, which is pretty cool. That's a good name to have, I think.
Yeah.
I would like to be the Lady of the Books. If maybe I can move to some rural area and open my own bookstore. I mean, serious life goals right there. Yeah. And his library is named The Strength of Words, which is also pretty cool.
Yeah, that's quite poetic.
Yeah.
I feel like that wasn't the word I was looking for, but
it
works.
It fits. It's poetic. I think that the piece about Howard Zinn, an Arkansas representative wants to ban Howard Zinn books, and obviously we are no on book banning.
Right.
You know, we could go into a very lengthy conversation about that. So that's all I'll say about that piece of news right now. Gabby or Mahogany, you have anything else for us?
Well, the Game of Thrones release date for season 7 came out today.
I told you I'm on season 4. I need to catch up.
You see Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah.
I have never read or seen a single word of Game of Thrones. I will admit that.
You haven't seen the show either?
Nope.
Need to catch up.
I need to, honestly, but it just seems so daunting at this point.
I think this is.
what
I think Entertainment Weekly said that this is the penultimate season. So I think there's only.
I better catch up quickly.
Oh, I have one more piece of news for y'all. Tony Robbins, a genius businessman and I don't even know, philanthropist and just general good advice giver, came to our offices the other day, and he actually did a different Facebook Live interview, which we have on our website, and you should definitely check it out. And we're going to have more about him, but he was just like the most entertaining, interesting person that I've met.
Plethora of knowledge.
Plethora of knowledge and advice.
Inspiration.
Such a great personality, too. Yeah.
And he just wrote a book, Unshakable, which is apparently #1 on Amazon right now. So good for him. I hope to one day have a #1 bestseller on Amazon as well.
Yeah.
Working on that.
I'm going to publish a book under the name David Sedaris.
Sounds like a great plan. And I also wanted to do a quick shout out to Emma Fitzgerald for saying, hey, what's up?
Oh, Selena Gomez on the far right. I don't know.
Wait,
That's
what?
I don't know.
Not me.
I think that's a good note to end on. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're going to be here again next week telling you about more bookish news. And I got one request for Did You Know? Facts About a Book, The Picture of Dorian Gray. And that's such a good book, so I think we'll do that. So thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Cindy.
Bye.
Hi, Mom.